seem impossible to score. So I dream on to someday find that vintage love. I kept on looking, but everyone's such a bore. And out of a sudden, you came through the door. At the next table, you're whisking me
Good morning. Yes, I am. Yes, I am here. Good morning. How you doing? Yeah, I didn't turn the music on to start because I keep forgetting that, they're separate and I have to open a whole new window to turn music on. But that's okay. I'm here. I'm queer. Get used to it. That didn't come out right. Anyway, how you doing? It's Thursday, also known as FTG Thursday on the Morning Night Live, but there might be a couple in there, but today I just got a bunch of random stuff. I'm going to talk about the vid a little bit today because there's all kinds of shit going on about the vid, about the 19, about the Fauci juice, and who they're going to start giving it to. I don't know. Hey, we got our news around the world in 80 seconds from GunFox61, the first sponsor of the show today, and GunFox61.
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day.
Yes, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, GunFox. Here's the news around the world in 80 seconds from GunFox's generous sponsorship this morning. It says, at least 4 dead and 40 injured in a gas explosion in northern China. China is seeing more black and brown outs. I couldn't figure out where that was going. The way that it was, scrolled on my screen here. Also, they also have launched a hypersonic missile that went around the world and back, and that's nerve-wracking. Also, 180 plus killed in flooding in Nepal and India. This is more and more. There's more in the Discord news, so please check out the Discord news tab today on the PDawgKnight Discord server, happily and faithfully administered by Sir GunFox61. Thank you, Gunny. Appreciate you. So let's oh hell, did I not do this yet? Damn it. All right, you got to give me a second because I was so flustered by Gunbox calling me Boomer again that I forgot to tweet out the show. So I'm going to tweet out the show, gang, and because science, you know what I mean? In fact, that is the theme of the show today. Apparently, the FDA is going to start, has approved the Fauci juice for the children, because, so many children are greatly affected by this disease. Anyway, let's see, streaming live now, and the link goes to the show on the tweet. I'm just going to send the tweet today. I would send everything else, but I just don't feel like waiting for Windows to open. Well, at least the right thumbnail came up. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Do you have any plans for the weekend? I know it's only Thursday, but I usually ask that on Fridays. But, I don't have plans for this weekend. And you know what? It might be for the first time in about 2 months where I just plain do not have plans for the weekend. I mean, unless you count the trail stop stream a plan, but that's never really planned. That's just, if we go, I do a trail stop stream. If we don't go, I don't do a trail stop stream. But I actually have no actual plans. I'm actually going to work on my yard because that's not a plan. It's just going to happen because I have been, it's been, what's the word? Neglected during the 2 weeks while my mother was here. Although I did mow the lawn once. Anyway, and we're going to try to close the pool. I got to get a new pump though. So who knows how that's going to go. And honestly, I have all this furniture I've acquired. I should probably start putting that on the internet, but that's not really planned. That just happens when it happens. And that's about it. And so I think Lady Boom and I are just going to get some stuff done around the house and play it by ear without a plan. That's so weird. We've had plans every weekend for months now, and so I'm kind of glad we're really not going anywhere. We've kind of had our fill of going places while my mother's here. We took my mother to a lot of things. I didn't realize how much stuff we did while my mother was here. But we covered a lot of ground. We drove a lot of miles and saw a lot of cool stuff that she'd never, experienced before. And it was a lot of fun. We even did a couple new things that we hadn't done. Like, for example, the Oktoberfest down in New Ulm, Minnesota. That was a hoot. And so anyway, I don't know if you have plans for the weekend, but hopefully you do, and they're interesting. Or maybe they're like me, and you're actually just going to use a weekend to chill a little bit. Anyway, so I got the tweet out while I was rambling there. Let's say good morning, everybody, and let's get into it, because I want to talk about there's a whole bunch of stupid 19 news. Anyway, first in the chat today, Mike Savage Blarg, and you get the bell, and the crowd goes wild. Good morning. I do have a cup of reparations today in the Big Daddy Cup. Also, good morning. Let's go, Brandon, aka Renee Mayette. Hello, our friend. Hello, friend. Good morning, Gunfox61, who is the current Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day. Also, good morning, Jonathan Peterson. Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
I want to know what you retracted there. I'm curious. Anyway, good morning, Avocatus Diabli, the Devil's Advocate. Good morning to Somnambul Nation. Thank you for tweeting out the show like you always do. Also, looks like Zach Osborne and then Somnambul Nation also retweeted my tweet of the tweet. So I appreciate that. And now I've retweeted your tweet of the show. Thank you. Also, good morning, Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadian. Good morning, Kessler. How you doing? Nice to see you. Prepare for inflation shortages. The system is failing. It's fucked up. And Joe Biden is not helping. Let's go, Brandon. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but anyway. Good morning, K. Shull, Tyler F. Good morning, Wikipedia snippet. Hello, I just said K. Shull. Goodbye, DI Freighter Watcher. Did anyone? And I put a link in yesterday's show of that video you sent me, DI, and that was kind of cool. Just watching the lightning across the sky over Lake Superior outside the Duluth Harbor. That was a cool video. Also, good morning, Jesse, Leon, Scotty Dub, Zach Osborne, Jason Arnold, Cracked, and Infamous One. The gang is here, and I appreciate you coming in hot and heavy. YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewer experience buffering. Don't know what that's about. Did my settings get messed up again? They had an update this morning, and I didn't check the settings. Yeah, they screwed up the settings again. Damn it! I hate when they do that. Anyway, sorry about that. It could be that could be a problem this morning. So I'll try to fix that before the next show. Can't fix it in the middle of this show, though. Anyway, Zan, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. Why does everybody keep saying, let's go, Brandon? Is this some sports ball thing? Yeah. I watched a show from, was it yesterday we did that show? Anyway. Also, good morning, Cindy Bishop. How you doing? Nice to see you. All right, let's get into it. So, big announcement by the powers that be at the this is weird. Hang on. People bitching about natural immunity. They don't like the idea of natural immunity, acquired immunity. It should call it acquired immunity, not natural immunity. Acquired immunity is what we're really talking about when we say natural immunity. Anyway, let me go. Hold on. No, these are. Oh, I see what happened. I got these articles out of order here because of someone I was about to argue with on Twitter. Anyway, here's the big news as of 5:11 a.m. this morning. The White House is detailing actually a racing meme. It's somewhat of a racing meme, yes. The White House yesterday has approved or details a plan to quickly vaccinate 28 million children ages 5 to 11. The Biden administration Wednesday unveiled its plan to quickly vaccinate roughly 28 million, blah, 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 pending authorization from the Food and Drug Administration. The jab, which doesn't prevent transmission of stupid 19, will be available at pediatricians, local pharmacies, and possibly even at schools, according to the White House, which expects FDA authorization of the Pfizer juice for the children. At least the least likely to fall seriously ill or die from the virus in a matter of weeks. Okay, I'm sorry. So this sentence is a little bit of a run on here. The jab, which doesn't prevent transmission of stupid 19 and will be available to pediatricians, local pharmacies, and possibly even at schools, according to the White House, which expects FDA authorization of the Pfizer shot for juice for children. The least likely to fall It'll die in a matter of weeks. So in a matter of weeks, they're probably thinking they're going to get 28 million kids jabbed with the juice, right? And this is the little bit of the thing from the Associated Press. Quote, federal regulators will meet over the next 2 weeks to weigh the benefits of giving shots to children after lengthy studies meant to ensure the safety of the juice. Within hours of formal approval expected after the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention advisory meeting scheduled for November 2nd and 3rd, doses will begin shipping to providers across the country along with smaller needles necessary for injecting the children. Within days, we'll be ready to go into the arms of kids on a wide scale. That's according to the AP. Now, according to the announcement, the White House has secured enough supply, more than 25,000 doses for pediatricians. What? 25,000? That's all? Doses for pediatricians and primary care physicians who have already signed up to deliver the juice, while the country now has enough Pfizer juice to jab roughly 28 million children who will soon be eligible. Oh, I gotcha. Meaning this won't be a slow rollout like we saw 10 months ago when doses and capacity issues meant adults had to wait. Meanwhile, the White House is rolling out an advertising campaign. Oh, good God. To convince parents and kids that the juice is safe and effective. They love that sound of the words safe and effective. Have you ever seen anything from the VAERS reporting system? Do you have any idea how many people have died from the juices? How many adverse reactions from the juices? You don't, do you? Don't have no idea, do you? You haven't heard anything about the VAERS reports, have you? It's fascinating. Not a word, not a peep. You would think if anything in this country caused the demise of over 16,000 people over the period of 8 months, you would think there'd be something in the news about it. You heard me right. In fact, let me see. Real quick, let me thank you, Scotty Dubs, for sponsoring the show, who says no one should have to validate their right to everyday life activities through juice proof of immunity, or any other proof. No mandates, period. You are my hero for the moment, and this very moment in time. You are correct, sir. I agree with you 1,000%, if that was even possible. Thank you, Scotty Dubs, for sponsoring the show. You know we love you, brother, and welcome to the show. Also, good morning to Legit Low Talker. How you doing? You are correct, sir. I agree. I totally agree. You shouldn't have to. Now, I gotta go. Let me do something here. Let me see if I can find this this account, because, boy, I subscribed to this account. Oh, what the hell happened there? That's not what I want to do. Okay, hang on. I subscribed to this account, and I haven't seen anything from it since. Here we go. Open VAERS. I am following it, but I sure haven't seen anything from it since. So this is an account called Open VAERS, and what they do is they're aggregating everything on the that comes up on the VAERS report. The VAERS report is some reporting system for basically adverse reactions to certain juice type items that are injected via needle into people's what is this muscle called? I don't even know what this muscle's called, but right there, you know what I'm saying? So this account, and you might, if you're on Twitter, you may want to follow this account, Open VAERS, okay? And they have a lot of data that they take the data from the VAERS report and they put it into an easy to read format. Real quick, thank you, Zach Osborne, for thank you, Zach Osborne, for sponsoring the show. Who says, sorry, Paul Stanley of Kiss did not die the other day. It was his guitar technician. Article headline was written poorly. Oh, Oh, that is different, even though may his guitar technician rest in peace also. But I didn't even see that. I missed that, so I didn't even see it. But anyway, thank you, Zach Osborne, for sponsoring the show. Also, GunFox61, while I'm in this box over here, thank you, GunFox61, for sponsoring the show again. Sports news: NASCAR Xfinity driver indefinitely suspended due to assault charges after assaulting an unnamed female. Carson Ware remains in jail on numerous criminal charges after a judge denied bail. Well, that's not good. Did he attack a chick? Did I say chick? I can't believe I said that. Did he attack a woman? That's not good. I'm curious in that one. Thank you, GunFox61 and Zach Osborne, for sponsoring the show. Okay, so in this VAERS, now this is the one this is just from 5 days ago or whatever, the 15th. And here's a little chart that you probably have never seen. So this is VAERS COVID Juice Adverse Event Reports. Reports from the Juice Adverse Events Reporting System. Our default data reflects all of VAERS data, including the non-domestic reports. 798,634 reports of adverse reactions to the juice. Amazing. Now, here's the one that you go, how have I not heard about this? Right here, that's this right here. Now, is my cursor even going? Can you even see my cursor? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But in the upper left of these red boxes, deaths. 16,766. Now, granted, it is not 700,000 that we've had from the 19, and it's not the roughly 100 million people who've survived the 19, but it is a large number of endings of people. You would think if you had this many endings of people over 7 months or 8 months, or however long they've been doing the juice. Yes, yes, Renovacio, adverse reactions are racist.
That's racist!
Have you heard this number before? And this is just in the United States. 79,699 hospitalizations, 89,923 gone to urgent care, 124,398 doctor's office visits, 7,336 anaphylaxis, 9,787 Bell's palsy, which it's 2,500 miscarriage. I was giving you the rough numbers. 2,500 miscarriage, 8,100 heart attacks, 9,400 myocarditis or pericarditis, 25,000 permanently disabled, 3,700 thrombocytopenia or low platelet counts, 18,000 life-threatening, 31,000 severe allergic reactions, 9,400 shingles. Have you heard any of this? Any of it? I mean, come on. Now, granted, it's not 700,000 dead. But now, if you listen to John Campbell, that you're probably the people who are more likely to have reactions are people who are having the juice after they've had COVID. But my God, hello, Richo, what's up, my friend? My friend from Down Under's in the house, and Renovacio too. So yeah, probably haven't seen this data, have you? But, and let's see, what do they have? They're literally taking time of their day to add disclaimer. Everyone has read repeatedly to our tweets, and we don't even have to pay them to help us out. Brilliant, LOL. But if you want to keep your job, Cody MP, keep it civil and rational, or you'll be blocked. Someone here. Remember the context of this data. It does not establish causation between reported A and a vaccine. Well, that's in their disclaimer. Scientists sued the FDA for data relied upon to license Pfizer's stupid 19 juice. I haven't seen this. We'll add this to the list, the pile today of things we're trying to get to. Like I said, there's lots of Fauci juice news. this one you really should present at the very important disclaimer to users when they enter your site before they can view the data. It says, well, make your own fucking site. He didn't use that exact terminology, but yeah, use your own, build your own site if you want them to report something you want them to report. Anyway, good morning, Jedi Ghost Bear. 700,000 innings is heavily inflated. That well could be too. Remember, it's the reporting on COVID endings is, it includes anyone who has COVID, who passed. Remember that. It's not causation deaths. It's people who have died with COVID. But whatever. It's a lot of people, and it's probably complicated many. Thank you, Jedi Ghost Bear, for sponsoring the show through YouTube Super Chat. Good morning. Hope all is well with everyone. Well, I hope everything is well with you, and good morning to you too, our friend. I'll say our friend because we are all friends here. So anyway, back to what was I reading before this? So they're giving the juice to kids now. Here's that article again. Let's see. They got supply. Meanwhile, White House is again. You know why? It's funny. If this is so important, why do they need an advertising campaign to convince you to do this? Why do they need to twist your arm? Why do they need to fine you? Why do they need to give you monetary incentives? Why do they need to prod you? Why do they need to threaten you? Why do they need to threaten your job? Why do they need to criminalize you? If this is such a good thing, shouldn't it just be a good thing? Anyway, they're rolling out an advertising campaign to convince parents that the kids that those juices are safe and effective. According to the report, the administration believes trusted messengers like educators, doctors, and community leaders will be vital in encouraging to giving your 5 to 12-year-old a juice for a damn disease that kids 0 to 17 barely even feel the effects of. Now, have there been kids that died? Yes, there are anecdotal cases and it's a tragedy for every one of the 400 or so children who have passed because of this. But geez, I mean, here's the other thing too, because I'm just happy to see it. Let's look at this tweet. So somebody here, per Rochelle Walensky today, she's from the Center for Disease Control. You know, that crazy lady who's at the head of the CDC right now. She said the benefits of vaccinating 5 to 11-year-olds is that they will be vaccinated. Otherwise, nothing else changes. Well, if nothing else changes, well, here, Mary Catherine Ham, who's a journalist who I like her, even though she's a never Trumper, whatever. Bonkers, you're vaccinating them for an illness that doesn't really affect them in order to vaccinate them for an illness that doesn't really affect them. Super. And there's people like this guy. Do you know how many shots you were given before you were 3 years old that your parents got for you because they cared about you and you're living today because of that? Well, fine. Let's give 5 to 11-year-olds shots to vaccine for shingles, because that's about what this amounts to. By the way, the vaccinations for shingles usually don't come until after you're 50 years old. That's how much sense it makes. Okay. Good morning, Rusty Shaq, by the way. And she came back. Yes, I gave them to my kids. They were all for diseases that potentially threaten them at a statistically significant rate. Good answer, Mary Catherine. So, and then the quote here: COVID has also disrupted our kids' lives. Well, because you fuckwads. It's made school harder. It's disrupted their ability to see friends and family. Didn't need to. Made youth sports more challenging. Didn't need to, said Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy in a Wednesday statement to NBC. Getting our kids vaccinated, we have the prospect of protecting them from what? But also getting all of those activities back there. It's so important to our children. You know what's funny? Where I live, the kids are still doing those activities. I'm not sure. There's a lot of states where they're just doing those activities. And still no significant rise in the rate of kids who are getting seriously ill from this particular malady. Thank you. Let's go, Brandon, a.k.a. Renee Miat, with the YouTube Super Chat. Who says, one of the sickest parts about this is that school districts were promising no masks if juiced. Now, juiced and not all have to wear masks. Still, it's BS. Yeah, that's bullshit because they're still making them do it. We'll get into that in a second. Anyway, you can read the rest of this. And here's so the U.S. Murthy, according to Murthy, the administration is leaving the question for mandates for schools, local and state officials. Those are decisions on when it comes to school requirements that are made by the localities and states. Oh, really? What kind of funding are you going to threaten it with? Good morning, Haig, and hi, Cindy, in the background, or someone, however that is working over there. And also, good morning, Chris Cole. Imagine how bad Colin Powell's cancer could have been without the jab. Oh, I'm telling you. It sure. Anyway, yeah, they're not going to leave it up to school. They're going to threaten them with funding and shit. And then Murthy continues. You've already seen some localities in state talk about juice requirements for kids, and I think it's a reasonable thing to consider to get those vaccination rates high. And it's also consistent with what we've done for other childhood vaccines. Why is this a childhood vaccine? Also, let's see if this is consistent, okay? So let's say they say for measles, mumps, and polio, okay? Let me ask you a question that I'm the only one who's asked this because I asked this in a conversation with a health professional in my family that I happen to be married to. The question, well, I didn't ask her this. Oh, I haven't asked her this question yet. Anyway, this is the question I would ask. Okay, so let's say that your kid got the varicella, aka chickenpox, right? They got varicella. Now we know that once you have varicella, you have an immunity to varicella. From getting it again, right? So let's say you had a kid, they had varicella. Would you force them to get a varicella juice inserted into their arm after that? Probably not, right? They don't care with this one. Regardless of the acquired immunity you get from having the freaking disease. Drives me nuts. All right, so let's move on. Because, at times, CDU staff. Oh, and then here's the other topper. The CDC chief, Rochelle Walensky, says her agency will still recommend that children wear masks in school, even after the juice is approved for kids. Good Lord. All right, let me, so I do have that open. Here's the Reason article that is very reasonable. Shocker. So CDC wants your vaccinated 5-year-old masked indefinitely. Why? This isn't even about protecting. It's not protecting them. It's not protecting the adults around them because even the kids who hit it don't have a viral load that's spreading it. This is insane. It's freaking insane. Dr. Rochelle Walensky, the director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, was asked Wednesday morning at the White House COVID-19 response team briefing to explain what impact expanding juice to 5 to 11-year-olds would have unmasking in schools. You can speak to sort of the benefits along those lines. Associated Press reporter Zeke Miller prompted her. Here's how that responded. After we have authorization from the Food and Drug Administration and recommendations from the CDC, we will be working to scale up pediatric juice shots, jabs. That said, it will take some time, and as I just noted, as we head into these winter months, we know we cannot be complacent. We all know that from previous data that schools that have had masks in place were 3.5 times less likely to have school outbreaks requiring school closure. Ooh, where's my exted out? That's bullshit. That's a lie, by the way. So right now we are going to continue to recommend masks in all schools for all people in those schools, and we will look forward to scaling out pediatric juice shots during this period of time. Every time I say that, I feel like I'm going to the bar. Hey, let's go get some juice shots. Yeah, I need some wake up juice. So the benefits, quote unquote, of stabbing kids, that doesn't sound right, is that kids will be vaccinated. Otherwise, nothing changes. That's all they're doing. Doesn't matter. Can't take the mask off, even if they're vaccinated. Oh. Getting the chickenpox vax is causing younger and younger people to get shingles. Yeah, I know. You're starting to see people in their 50s get them, and even younger than that sometimes. Anyway, so you need to vax to get rid of the chickenpox, but then you need to vax to keep away the shingles that you could have had you probably wouldn't have if you had the chickenpox. I don't know. Anyway, now, Walensky and the CDC have seriously misrepresented the data on which they base their global outlier of a recommendation that kids age 2 and older wear masks in indoor group settings. But what makes the director's comments here, in fact, I'll put this, I'll link the articles that they're talking about here. Let's see, it's 40 mask mean. Hang on, that one. We'll just put all these recent articles out here. Here's from New York Magazine. I'll skip these. I'm not going to go through them, but anyway, but what makes the director's comments today particularly distressing for some parents is that it offers zero off-ramp. No numerical set of targets to hit, not even a distant glimmer of light when it comes to the increasingly grim and questionably scientific practice of concealing children's faces at a developmentally critical age. Please find a parameter to unmask children, responded infectious disease specialist Monica Gandhi of UC San Francisco, or as Johns Hopkins epidemiologist Jennifer Nuzzo wrote yesterday, masks in schools were meant to be a temporary measure. It is good policy, X'd out, and practice to establish, this is actually right. It is good policy and practice to establish off-ramps for interventions that aren't meant to be permanent. We should be able to answer what conditions would enable an end. And then they go on to tell us an anecdotal story about this 6-year-old wearing masks nearly 1/4 of her life in group indoor settings. Attends school where all the adults are juiced. Kids and adults alike get tested once a week, and per state requirement, as directly influenced by the CDC, everyone over age 2 wears masks, even outdoors, which is fucking stupid. Is that my first swear? How far am I into the show? Okay, it's okay. We live in a moderately high vaccination zip code. 68% of all residents have at least had one shot, 64% fully vaxxed, in a city with a lower case rate than all but 6 states, whose positive rate among regularly tested unjuiced public school students since mid-September is a minuscule 0.23%. I would like to know what any of those numbers need to look like in order for my daughter to see her daughter to see her teacher's mouth again. Instead, as Harvard Associate Public Health Professor Joseph G. Allen wrote in Tuesday's Washington Post, it's easy to see how schools could sleepwalk into indefinite masking for kids for at least this entire school year. Nuts. The coronavirus remains largely an older person's disease, attacking particularly those with pre-existing comorbidities, like Colin Powell. As of October 20th, just 542 of the 723,280 people who the CDC have counted as deaths, note the terminology here, as deaths involving COVID, have been under the age of 18. 5 out of 723,280 people, they're counting 524 under the age of 18. 723,280 542 under the age of 18. Two age cohorts in New York City with the lowest cumulative stupid 19 case rates are the ones totally and most ineligible for the vaccine. Children ages 0 to 4 and ages 5 to 12. It's crazy. Real quick, thank you, Gun Fox, with another sponsorship of the show. Marty, this is all about control. This is to make people bend to the knee, making children wear masks for hours and firing people who don't bend the knee as a warning to all who do what you're told or else. Government approved child abuse. Change my mind. I'm not even going to try to change your mind, Gun Fox. And apparently the crowd goes wild. As Alan points out, in highly vaccinated New England, the hospitalization rate right now for kids under 17 is 7 per 10 million. I'm pretty confident that rate is much higher for that other disease that starts with an F and ends with LU that nobody seems to talk about anymore. 7 per 10 million. Under 17, hospitalization rate for the stupid 19. This is not a typo. At the worst of the Delta surge in Florida, the hospitalization rate for this group was about 1 per 100,000. It has since dropped sharply in that region and is now approaching 1 per million again. And irresponsible journalistic scaremongering notwithstanding, these numbers accelerated downward as school doors open in the fall. So I'm going to give you another link to another Reason article that's called Quarantine. Let's see. School kids have a lower stupid 19 rate than vaccinated teachers. Walensky's refusal to offer parents any future hope runs the risk of doing more than just boosting alcohol sales. Monica Gandhi points out it reduces the potential incentive for parents to juice their youngins. I think tying availability of the juice in children to taking away restrictions in adults and children provides a very positive motivation for anyone. Well, no, fuck that too. That would not be that should never be the motivation to have your children get the juice, okay? Science and probability statistics would be the only reason that you would want to get your kids the juice. And right now, negligible value in it. Period. Negligible value. Period. You shouldn't have to have an incentive to get your children something that's necessary. And you should not be incentivizing something that is not necessary. Holy crap. It also reinforces the growing notion that pandemic restrictions are meted out in proportion to the target's political power, rather than the vulnerability to the disease. When the 63-year-old governor of New York goes out into crowded bars without a mask, but mandates 2-year-olds lower risk of severe illness than a vaxxed governor wear masks all day long at daycare, noted Democratic New York State Legislature Rachel Barnhart yesterday referring to some widely circulated photos of Kathy Hochul yucking it up with some Buffalo Bills fans. It's time for some off-ramps. Fuckers. I'm learning to hate these people. I really am. And anyway, so the other articles from Reason are mask requirements in schools necessary to control the 19. Evidence supporting mask mandates in schools is weaker than Biden pretends. From the Intelligencer, science of masking kids at school remains uncertain. I don't know. Unclear if it's necessary, it should say. And quarantined LA school kids have lower stupid 19 rates than vaccinated teachers. Moving on. Other stupid news. The FDA also has okayed mixing stupid juice with saying Moderna J&J boosters, for example. The U.S. regulators on Wednesday signed off on extending stupid 19 boosters to Americans who got the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson Fauci juice, and said anyone eligible for a larger or an extra dose can get a brand different from the one they received initially. So you can get adverse reactions from all of them now. The Food and Drug Administration's decisions mark a big step towards expanding. Now remember, this is the AP, so they're cheerleaders for this. Towards expanding U.S. booster campaign, which began with extra doses of the Pfizer juice last month. But before more people roll up their sleeves, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention will consult an expert panel Thursday before finalizing official recommendations for who should get the boosters and when. How about worrying about the how about we worry about the most vulnerable and leave all the rest of us the fuck alone? Good morning, LA Prepper. Mixing vaccines is not how it works. Well, they seem to think it'd be just fucking great. Anyway, you can read the rest of that one. Great. Let's see. What's this? I have this is interesting. So, Glenn Greenwald, who is the outcast liberal writer from his own magazine, he's making a note here. So here's Kathy Hochul, is that how you're saying it? The governor of New York, talking about Colin Powell dying. Listen to this biatch.
He had a very high-profile case, Colin Powell, and our sympathies go out to his family and thank him for his extraordinary service to our nation. But his story...
You know what's funny about her saying, it's for his extraordinary service to our nation? Do you remember how much Powell was persona non grata when he was, at least to the media, when he was part of the Bush administration? And like Colin Powell. You know when they started liking Colin Powell? Again? When he said he was going to vote for Barack Obama. And then he became untouchable. That old yellow cake thing and lying to... look, I don't know if he lied to get us... I'm pretty sure Robert Mueller lied, but I'm not sure that Colin Powell lied when he held up that little vial of supposed yellow cake uranium. But... he sure fell for a lie if he didn't lie himself. He sure fell for some bullshit. And, and at that time, I didn't know any better. And I was like, oh, shit, that sounds really scary until we got in there. And then there was nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck were these guys talking about? I believe these assholes. But notice how suddenly, because he, not only did he endorse Barack Obama, but he was also a never Trumper too. Oh, so Colin Powell is all sunshine and roses now among the left and Democrats. I just thought I'd bring that up as Kathy Halchel thanks him for his extraordinary service to the nation. Got us into a war that we didn't need to fucking be in. Anyway.
His family and thank him for his extraordinary service to our nation.
Extraordinary.
But his story cannot be hijacked by the anti-vaxxers.
Oh, is that what it is? Being hijacked. Is it a fact that he was double vaxxed? And is it a fact that he had serious comorbidities and then he was 84 fucking years old? Which, you know what? Anyone who gets COVID at that age is in a high risk person. Period. No one even. The lie that's like, oh, well, see, Colin Powell, they said that Colin Powell was fully vaxxed, so maybe they're saying that you don't need to get vaxxed because Colin Powell was fully vaxxed and he still died from COVID. That's not what anyone who's talking about these Fauci juices are talking about at all. But somehow that straw man has been put out in the shed to be beaten like a, Ooh, I almost something says me really gross. I'm not going to say that anyway.
He had unique circumstances.
Yes, he did.
As many older people have.
Yes,
they have
he did.
Immunocompromised.
Yes,
there are
he
other
was.
circumstances that clearly went into his unfortunate death.
Yeah, really, what was
And
it?
I don't want anyone to say that this is a reason not to get vaccinated. Because listen to this.
Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that. Especially an 84-year-old person. In fact, God, dog. Obviously, the most vulnerable need to get vaccinated with this experimental shit. And if they're old, you know what? They're kind of old anyway. But I probably shouldn't have went there. Anyway.
How did he get sick in the first place? Someone who wasn't vaccinated gave him the virus.
Bullshit! How the fuck would she know that? What this bitch, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that word, but what did this bitch just say?
Sick in the first place. Someone who wasn't vaccinated gave him the virus.
Really? Bitch, please. You don't know that at all.
He certainly had to get that from someone else, and that is what happened. He had a very
I need some evidence from you, you lying hoe. How do you know that? As if people who have this disease, who are fully vaccinated, could not spread it themselves. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my. So she's essentially saying that Colin Powell was murdered. In fact,
high-profile case.
Shut up, Kathy. I'll get to those in a second. But here's the point. And I think this person made the same historic. Oh my God! Someone who wasn't vaccinated gave him the virus. Well, the first, but he was double vaxxed, right? He should have been protected. Well, of course, he had the other issues. We know all that. He was an extremely vulnerable person. But the idea that someone who wasn't vaxxed gave it to him, how the fuck would you know that? In fact, here's Glenn Greenwald. Given the CDC changed its masking guidelines based on its view that fully jabbed people can still contract and transmit the virus to others, how does Governor Kathy Hochul know that Colin Powell got the stupid from an unjuiced person? Did she just make this up? Abso-fucking-lutely, she just made that up. She has no idea. Holy shit. Would they, here's a question. Here's a question. Because I'm pretty sure that Colin Powell is one of those people that they were protected like a motherfucker, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying, right? You know damn well in his immunocompromised state from his cancer treatments, which is a blood cancer, it's basically hard for him to produce any kind of antibodies on his own, period, even with the Fauci juice. Do you think they had a whole bunch of unjuiced people around Colin Powell at all? Or do you think they even let him go near him? I'm guessing not, especially in a hospital setting. I'm pretty sure that they were, oh my God, what a pile of BS. Hello, Faithless, by the way, and Lord Stanhope, and anyone else I haven't said good morning to. Let me get to these. Scotty Dubs, thank you for sponsoring the show through a super chat, who says, repeal the 19th Amendment. Except for the women in my audience. You are the greatest. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Also, Marty, who I think might be Gunvox in a different format. Marty, watch the left will push for arrest and for the arrest of unjabbed because they are a threat to the jabbed. FEMA camps are in the Midwest already open. You know, fuck. And that is so freaking irresponsible of her to make any kind of statement like that unless she knows for a fact that an unjabbed person gave that Colin Powell that. Unbelievable. Wow. Unreal that she went there. What a hoe. What a complete rotten human being. Real quick, thank you, Nobody Not Me, Tyler F., and everyone else who's been retweeting the show. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Gunfox, again. So, by the way, the Morning Night Live is brought to you by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. Please make sure that you hit the like button sometime during the show. Oh, with 31 people here and 17 likes, you need to get on that. And if you like, share the stream anytime before, during, after the stream. If you see the stream, share it. Also, if you are watching on a replay, put a comment in the comment section so I know that you were here. Just say hi, whatever. Hi, Marty, or whatever. Avocados Diabli, your messages are, even though they're not, as you said yourself, something like I didn't have anything to think of, I couldn't think of anything. It doesn't matter. You put it there. That means you came back and watched the replay, part of the replay, and I appreciate that. So also, if you want to do sponsor the show in a more significant way, you can do that through YouTube Super Chats or at PDawgKnight Not Live. Not only can you watch the show there and you can chat from there, you can also do donations from there. All one-stop shopping. All right, let's get back. Oh my God, I can't believe that biatch said that. Glenn Greenwald continues, though, in this vein. Obviously, Hochul wants to demonize the unjuiced people by claiming one of them basically murdered Powell by giving him the stupid.
How dare you?
But she can't know if the person who gave Powell the stupid was juiced or not. She just invents a claim that suits her. This is what has destroyed trust. You're absolutely right, Glenn Greenwald. Holy shit. Now there's a lot of people who hate Glenn Greenwald because even though he's a lefty, he does not always toe the lefty or the sheep line or mindset. And so let me see, just to see a couple of replies to him. Well, let's see. I thought when people died from stupid, they died alone in the ICU with no family. Reports are that his family was there. Was this some flouting of hospital rules allowed for a person who had political power? Yes. Or did he not actually die from the stupid? That's a good question. That's a really good question. Hello, Annalyn, by the way. Here, someone says, fine, maybe she exaggerated for a reason, a good reason. Whereas you, of course, take the side of those that just want to throw a wrench in basically everything. Bitch, shut the fuck up. No. So she lied for a good reason, just like Dr. Fauci lied about masks that he says that later he said you should have, and he goes back and forth even though he writes papers that masks are stupid and this and that. It's like, what is that thing? What was that thing that AOC used to say? Something facts are the greater good or some shit. I don't know. Fuck these people. Okay, here's a more realistic statement. It is far more likely for him to have contracted stupid 19 from unvaccinated person. Still don't know. You still don't know. You still don't know. Doesn't matter. Really? How many people who have already had the disease, who may have some acquired immunity, are unvaccinated? I'm curious about that. I'm still unvaccinated. I shouldn't say that out loud, but I am. I just am. And I'm comfortable with that. Now, if I get my job threatened or something, I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll find out, I guess, if they ever do it. I don't think they'll ever do it where I work because they can't afford to lose anybody. We're going into peak season. They just are just going to ride the wave and whatever. So, and then he says it's quite possible, given contract chasing, especially for a politically connected purpose, that she does know to a very reasonable degree who gave Colin Powell corona. No, she doesn't. I guarantee you she doesn't. If they knew exactly who gave Colin Powell corona, we would already have heard about it. And her statement is a bit over the top and unapproval. However, the main reason why the pandemic is still raging here in the U.S. is because of the unvaccinated. It's quite possible, maybe even probable, that the virus may have never gotten to Powell if more were vaxxed. Holy shit, these people are buying into this fucking propaganda. Oh my God. It's just, it's amazing. These people are raking him over the coals for staying, even doubting Kathy Hochul. They don't know. Moving on. More evidence of CNN blatant dishonesty. Oh, that's redundant. CNN says hundreds. Oh, this is we're moving on. Oh wait, I don't want to do that one yet. Hang on. Oh, it's funny. People bitching about natural immunity. If you want to read something funny, go through some of the tweets. Now, some people are like, a lot of people in government and whatever in the U.S. hate the idea of natural immunity or acquired immunity. Oh, Robert F. Kennedy. Now he's actually a major anti-vaxxer, kind of almost to the point of being a nutcase because he doesn't believe in any vaccines. But Brownstone Institute lists 81 highest quality, complete, most robust scientific studies and evidence, reports position statements on natural immunity as compared to the stupid 19 juice-induced immunity. Well, I haven't seen that, but I will open that. Although I'm always concerned about Robert Kennedy is a little bit out there. If you have a God-given natural immunity, then by all means take it all the way. What does this jackass say? Let's read a TikTok from Lance with the rainbow flag. Real quick. Thank you, GunFox61. Who says, Marty, also, this administration is releasing millions of illegals and not telling anyone. Plus, most, if not all, are not even jabbed or even done health screenings. But, American people that are unjabbed and school parents are the bigger threat. Well, school parents who go to meetings are definitely terrorists, and that's what they're talking about. So, thank you, GunFox61. Appreciate you, brother. All right, let's see what this jackass with the TikTok has to say about natural immunity. or acquired immunity or whatever. Let's see what this jackass has to say.
Guys, tonight I managed to tick off a whole group of anti-vaxxers.
No. Stop calling them anti-vaxxers, dickhead. I am so pro-vaccine, it might scare you a little bit. But doesn't mean I'm pro every vaccine. For example, I'm not going to get a vaccine for, what's that called? The shingles thing? I'm not doing it. I didn't get one. But my kids are vaccinated for every fucking possible thing that you ever get when you get the childhood vaccinations. Mumps, measles, whatever that new one is, the HPV or whatever that is, got those. Got them all. But this one, I'm extremely skeptical about. And especially if it's unnecessary. It's not necessary for all people. Just like the vaccine for shingles is not necessary for all people. There's a good example. Would you give your 4-year-old a vaccine for shingles? I doubt it. Okay? Let's just use that example from now on. Hello, Amy. Nice to have you back. Haven't seen you in a while. Well, I've seen you over on HB streams, and I've seen you on Jimmy's streams here and there, but Jimmy hasn't streamed as much lately. But anyway, there's an example. Would you give your 5-year-old the vaccine for shingles? Probably not. I'd find it very unlikely. Very unlikely. Hello, Faithless, by the way. All right, what's this fucker got to say?
And that's okay. See, they were doing what all these people do.
What's that?
Claiming this natural, God-given immunity.
No. Again, straw man. No one's claiming a natural, God-given immunity. That's not what they're claiming. That's not what they're claiming. Most the way people talk about natural immunity are talking about acquired immunity, just like you have acquired immunity when you get certain diseases that you might or might not have been vaccinated for as a child, such as chickenpox. Okay, once you have chickenpox, you have an acquired immunity where you probably wouldn't need a vaccine for because you can't get it twice. Remember what that's called? Who can tell me what that's called? What I just said? Anybody know? Who knows the answer? And I know it takes about 30 seconds for this to get caught up, but what is that called? That little thing that I just did there. I just kind of gave you an example of something that comes from something that is called. See if anyone gets it. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. First person gets it. Somebody answer the question. Close. It is. I'm waiting. See, I hate this delay, but I don't want to give it up. Well, I agree. Don't trust it. If there's no national immunity, then a poke can't work. Okay, I'm going to answer the question. Science! Reply to me with science. Anyway, come on, jackass. So what do you got to say? I'm sure you have something really witty and smart to say.
Claiming this natural, God-given immunity.
Nobody's done that, but keep going, dickhead.
From everything that has to do with COVID.
Oh, no. That's not what they're saying, but you just keep stuffing that straw man with the finest straw from Kansas.
They are protected. So, here's what I told them I wanted every one of them to do, and I want all of them to do it.
Okay.
Go to work butt-ass naked tomorrow. God gave you a natural body. He didn't give you clothes. He didn't give you sweaters. He didn't give you jackets. He didn't give you umbrellas.
Cute.
He didn't give you none of that.
He's trying to make an analogy. Oh, I gotcha. Yes, it's a non sequitur, but anyway.
Stuff. So take your rear end to work tomorrow, butt-ass naked. Be all natural against everything. Let me know how it works out for you. I do not collect calls from county jails or detention centers, however.
Oh, he's so witty. He's so he's so smart. I'm going to bookmark that so I can answer his stupid ass later. Anyway, by the way, don't I do not encourage you to contact anyone who comes onto my stream in any capacity that's related to me. Do not use my name. Do not even pass go or collect $200. Just don't do it. If you want to talk to them, use your own voice and your own snarkiness. So, anyway, the whole natural immunity thing is being talked about a lot on Twitter. 400 some things in the last hour or so. Moving on, here's 81 research studies confirming natural immunity. Okay, that's the one that Robert Kennedy. I'm skeptical of any. Again, this is the Children's Health Defense News. These are anti-vaxxers all around. I'm not so excited about these people, so I'm just gonna not put that in my tabs. Moving on, let's see. That's this is Road, Minnesota. More. Here we go. Now we'll get into some other news because we can. For fuck's sake! I still got more of these open. What is this? Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what's else in the tabs about the 19, because I want to get to some of these other topics real quick. I know I did this one because in that stream of natural immunity things on Twitter, this one guy brings out this article. Scientists sued the FDA for data relied on upon license Pfizer's stupid 19 vaccine. You can't say no, you can't sue for harm, and you can't see the data underlying the government's claim that the product is safe and effective. That seems fair. The FDA repeatedly promised full transparency with regard to the Fauci juice, including reaffirming the FDA's commitment to transparency when licensing Pfizer's stupid 19 juice. Transparency regarding the product means, if nothing else, sharing the data the FDA relied upon to license the vaccines. The definition of transparency literally includes accessibility of information. So when the FDA denies a request to expedite release of this data from a group of highly credentialed scientists from major universities across the country, is that transparency? Oh, you mean they don't want scientists looking at the science? Science! You blinded me with science. If the FDA is committed to transparency, why must federal lawsuits be filed to timely obtain the data? Why has the FDA, weeks after the filing of federal lawsuits, still not agreed to the timely release of this data? Why does the FDA persist in delaying its release when even federal law states that once licensed, the data and information in the biological product file for the licensed juice is immediately available for full public disclosure? They don't want you to know something. Not gonna say what, but they don't want you to know something. So they're not disclosing the data to scientists. Fuck. Also in Forbes. Now, there's a couple competing articles in Forbes. One of them, prior infection is as effective as at preventing the virus as vaccination, UK study suggests. But not 30 days ago, they also had this article. 36% of those who had stupid 19 didn't develop antibodies, this study said. Now, what's funny about this study, because they published both of them, published one on September 5th, and this other one is from October 12th, so it's newer information from the UK, probably using the 500,000 cases they counted in Israel, because that study was pretty extensive, talking about how the acquired immunity is just slightly better than the juices. But anyway, this one cracked me up because they used this study. You know how many participants there were in this study? 36% of those who had stupid 19 didn't develop antibodies, study says. Guess how many people were in this study? And I'm going to leave them up so you can read them both. In this study, there were 72 subjects. 72. Sample in the Israeli study was 500,000 people. But they had 72 in this one. 72. Just saying. All right, we'll get rid of this. All right. Now let's get. Am I done with the Fauci stuff? Oh no, I have this. Oh no, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get into some random news now. Evidence of CNN lying. Oh, did you hear about the Netflix walkout? So there's this walkout at Netflix, right? They've been hyping the fuck out of this because of Dave Chappelle. You know, they said, "Oh, the network employees walk out," and because of the Dave Chappelle comedy special, and it's transphobic and this and that and this and that, and there's comedy, and they're not allowed to be funny when it's a certain protected class. You can't make fun or laugh at anybody who is not approved, which is white males, and then the list ends. So, but all these employees walked out of Netflix because they had the vapors over the Dave Chappelle comedy special. And the CNN headline is, hundreds of Netflix employees and supporters are expected to take part in a demonstration on Wednesday to protest the streaming giant's handling of the controversy surrounding Dave Chappelle's recent comedy special, The Closer. And then later, CNN, here's the graphic. Approximately 65 demonstrators, including Netflix employees and supporters of the transgender community, protested outside the company's offices in Los Angeles Wednesday. Okay, so 65 demonstrators, and there's about 100 cameras around them. So it looked like about 200 people, but it was 65 more demonstrators. So why left-wing... Now, it's funny. Why left-wing media critics Brian Stelter, Oliver Darcy, and CNN-PR obsess and lie about Fox News because they don't want their few viewers to be aware of CNN's lies. Okay, here's the funny thing about this. Netflix, is it in Los Angeles, I think? Was it wherever it is? They have 91,000 employees and 65 demonstrators, including employees and supporters of the transgender community. So they weren't all employees. By the way, I think they try to pick a fight with Vito, that the YouTuber Vito Giuseppe or whatever his name is. I think they did, because he was out there with the sign that his sign said like comedy is funny or something like that. Jokes are funny. Yeah, jokes are funny. Yes, that's right. Anyway, yeah, they're liars. Moving on, Facebook apparently is thinking about going through a name change. Can rebranding the company herald a fresh start? Experts, as you might guess, are skeptical. When Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook in 2004, it was a mere directory of students at Harvard. The Facebook, 2 decades, 90 acquisitions, and billions of dollars later, Facebook has become a household name and a crappy shit platform. But, you know, everyone still likes their Facebook. I still have my Facebook. I just don't really use it. Now it wants a new one. Zuckerberg is expected to announce a new name for the company next week at Facebook Connect, the company's annual conference. As first reported by The Verge, its new name, meant to encompass Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Oculus, and the rest of the family, will clarify the company as a conglomerate with ambitions beyond social media. Yeah, like meddling in politics. You fucking asshole. Facebook app might be the cornerstone of the company, but Zuckerberg has been very clear that the future of the company belongs to the metaverse. Yeah. And controlling people's how they speak and talk to each other. If you say the wrong thing on Facebook, you're gone, baby. Anyway, they're skeptical that the new branding will help the company itself. It'll still be Zuckerberg at the top, and everyone hates the cyborg. Apparently, Magic Johnson has weighed in on unvaccinated players, saying he would never do that to his teammates. Censor book. Data miner. That's a good name. That's what it should be called. Fascist. Oh, okay. Everyone come up with your Facebook name. New Facebook. What they should name the company. I see fascist book. Good. Facebook. Ban me. Oh, that sucks. Censor book. Ministry of Truth. Data miner. Faceist. Okay. Magic Johnson said, I would never do that to my teammates. Well, I certainly hope not. Oh, you're not talking about that. Los Angeles Lakers legend Magic Johnson has weighed in on basketball players who refuse to get the Fauci juice. Speaking on CBS on Monday, Johnson, who's been an outspoken advocate of the juice, said that players who refuse the juice are letting down their teammates. Bitch, please. You have said to your teammates, I'm going to be there for you, Johnson. Well, you can't be there if you don't get juiced. You're letting them down. What if they've already had the stupid? Which you clearly have plenty of. Oh, I kind of mixed my metaphors there. Anyway, according to the Los Angeles Times, the entire Lakers team has been fully vaccinated. So what? And then Johnson got vaccinated publicly. You know what? I don't care. If you cannot respect someone who has a different opinion than you, Magic, I don't know what to tell you. Remember those the Ivy League firebombers, attorneys that got caught throwing Molotov cocktails into police cars? Well, they pled guilty and they may face 10 years under terror law. Now, granted, the court they're in is in New York City, so they'll probably get a hand slap and a small fine, but they could face up to 10 years under terror law. The two New York City lawyers who pled guilty in a Brooklyn federal court Wednesday morning to one charge relating to the firebombing of a police vehicle during the George Floyd riots. Collinford Mattis and Rouge Rahman each pled guilty to one count of possessing or making a destructive device, a charge carrying as much as 10 years in prison under terrorism sentencing. Oh, so they pled guilty to one charge under a plea agreement. They're not even going to get any jail time. That's my prediction, even though they could get up to 10 years. U.S. District Judge Brian Cogan will determine the length of the prison term, which could run much shorter than 10 years. Oh, you think? At a sentencing proceeding on February 22nd. So at least they finally pled guilty to something, but they set police cars on fire during the George Floyd riots. These are lawyers. Friggin' lawyers set Molotov cocktails into police cars, burning police cars down. Because originally the government obtained indictments on 6 other charges, which together carried a mandatory minimum sentence of 45 years. These charges include arson, conspiracy, and the use of a destructive device in relation to a crime of violence. The latter indictment was particularly controversial because that provision carries a 30-year mandatory minimum sentence. So they pled guilty to lower charges. Over and under their jail time, maximum 10. Put your number between 1 and 10 on how many, or you can put 1/2 and 0 too. Anywhere between 1 and 10, how many years do you think they're going to get, or how many? Here, let's make it easier. Let's put months. Up to 120 months. How many months are they going to get from this judge in New York? I'm going to say, I would guess 6. They're not going to get 10 years. I guarantee it. All right. Let's see. Oh, Harvard trained the people overseeing China's genocide camps. Time served. Oh, yeah, that would not. Oh, because it really, if it was time served, 6 months would be time served. Arson was a very sign, son. 2 officials who oversee detention camps are accused of committing genocide against the Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang, China, previously received fellowships from Harvard University, according to research by an Australian think tank, the Financial Times reported. Between 2010 and 2011, Yao Ning, not to be confused with Yao Ming, the famous basketball player, Yao Ning studied as an Asian fellow at Harvard University, their Ash Center for Democratic Governance and Innovation. I'm sorry. I cannot believe what I just read. Served at the Harvard University's Ash Center for Democratic Governance and Innovation while pursuing a doctorate degree, according to a report by Australian Strategic Policy Institute, the Times reported. So, Oh, I just find it funny that that person overseeing the Uyghurs, the slaves, was at Harvard School of Democratic Governance and Innovation from China. China, I don't know how to say it like Trump here.
China is asshole.
Anyway, you can read the rest, but the two people overseeing the slaves in China are who went to Harvard. Fan-fucking-tastic.
China is asshole.
Moving on. AOC and Omar and Bush spent nearly $100,000 on private security last quarter, despite defund the police rhetoric, as you didn't know. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and other members of the far-left squad collectively spent nearly $100,000 on private security in the third financial quarter, despite promoting the defund police movement, according to the FEC records reviewed by Fox News. Ocasio-Cortez's campaign spent over $10,000 on private policing with Cessbomb Collective, Three Bridges New York LLC, and Tullis Worldwide Protection, eclipsing Representative Ayanna Pressley's personal security bill of almost $4,000. Bronx Congresswoman has been a staunch advocate for defunding law enforcement, while Presley said she stood ready to continue the systemic work necessary to radically reimagine a system of public safety in our country, and finally censures the dignity and humanity of all. So anyway, her, Omar, and the rest of the squad are all paying private cops because they don't think the public cops should have, or they think the public cops should have less money. That's consistent. Moving on. Oh, wait a minute. There's an article. Where is it? That's kind of fits in with that one. That wasn't it. Oh, on that note, though, the Department of Justice has allegedly refused to arrest a maniac who traveled to D.C. to kill which congressperson? Was it AOC? Was it Ilhan Omar? Was it Rashida Tlaib? Was it Cori Bush? No, Matt Gaetz, who had actual threats. A deranged lefty traveled to Washington, D.C. after stating a desire on social media to kill Representative Matt Gaetz. After the Capitol Police recommended he be arrested, the Biden Justice Department refused to do so because you're fucking a white male.
You're fucking a white male.
So why would they arrest someone trying to kill him? And he said something in front of Congress. This is the dude right here. Looky here, pal. I lived in Portland. Portland has ordered a hit on you. I accept the contract. Have a good day. They did find it, and then something here, whatever. I'm going to wipe you off the face of the earth. Have a good day. Matt Gaetz spoke about this in front of the House of Representatives. How long is
I thank the gentleman for yielding because I think someone may be trying to kill me, and if they are successful, I would like my constituents and my family to know who stopped their arrest. Madam Speaker, on October 8th, 2021, a Twitter handle styled CIA Bob is at your door tweeted to @Rep Matt Gaetz, looky here, pal, I lived in Portland. Portland has ordered a hit on you. I accepted the contract. Have a good day. Following this tweet, this individual traveled to Washington, D.C., and the Capitol Police recommended his arrest. That's information that was just shared with me by the
Now, so this isn't just some internet threat. Because, I'm sure that representatives of all stripes get internet threats all the time that are stupid, and fuck the people who do that kind of shit, and I hope they're caught and they go to jail. I don't care which politician it is, you don't do that. However, this person was in Washington, D.C. The Capitol Police knew where he was, and the Capitol Police recommended that he be taken into custody. Or at least looked at by the Justice Department, and the Justice Department said, whatever. How about that?
That's right.
Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite, who says they get a paid college tour on racial justice. I'm assuming you mean the Chinese students who go to Harvard. Yes, they get a paid college tour on racial justice. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Anyway, let's finish up with Matt Gaetz here.
Investigations and Threat Assessment section of the Protective Services Bureau, and specifically George DeCesso. And George shared with me that the Capitol Police recommended the arrest of this individual and that the Department of Justice refused to do so, declined to do so. And on the eve of the Attorney General testifying before the Judiciary Committee tomorrow, it is just yet another example of the Department of Justice having a double standard. If my name weren't Gates, if it were Omar or Talib, you bet this person would have been arrested, because that's what the Capitol Police recommend.
Yep. Survey says true. You can read the rest of the article yourself. Doctors have successfully transplanted a pig kidney into a human for the first time. You smell bacon? Sorry, that was uncalled for. If you're interested, you read this. I just have it there for your listening and reading pleasure. Aaron Rodgers, who says, I am not part of this woke cancel culture. Uh-oh. If you're a fan of sports, you understand that trash talking is part of the game. Not only is it going on throughout all competitions for decades, it was glorified by media and fans alike. Entire trash talking compilations can be found online with hundreds of thousands of views. It's an art form used by some greats to gain an edge. On Sunday in Chicago, Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers officially entered the trash talking Hall of Fame. After scoring on a 6-yard touchdown run, Rodgers looked up to the Chicago Bears crowd and was caught on a hot mic giving Bears fans his thoughts on the state of the 100-year rivalry between the two storied organizations. All my fucking life, I own you, Rodgers shouted after scoring from 6 yards out in the fourth quarter. I still own you. I still own you. Hilarious, fantastic, legendary. And while the majority of sports media glorified the moment, there was a portion of the media that didn't appreciate his message to Bears fans. Duh Bears. Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show and discussed the reaction to his fan engagement. There's a PC woke culture that exists, Rodgers told Pat McAfee, and there's a cancel culture at the same time, and it's based on people's own feelings of maybe personal misery or distaste for their own situations or life, or just the enjoyment of holding other people down underneath their thumb. Rodgers pointed to the fact that there's no winning when it comes to woke culture. Rodgers was the subject of a months-long conversation surrounding the way he handled the offseason, in which he took some time away from football as a rift between Rodgers and the organization played out, blah, 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 blah. At least that gives you a hint of Aaron Rodgers' his philosophy in life. Fuck woke culture. I agree. Thank you, Aaron Rodgers, for all that. All right, let's keep it going here. Exclusive. Dartmouth liberals react to Republican events with vandalism. Well, you can't let them Republicans be talking at your school, right? Responses to upcoming conservative events at Dartmouth College, including the tearing of flyers, the appearance of counter flyers, and even harassment of conservative students. We've never had a response like this, Chloe Ezzo told Campus Reform while explaining the incidents. Ezzo is the new vice president of Dartmouth College Republicans, whose upcoming panel with Republican politicians and officials, as well as the truth about abortion discussions, are under fire. Dartmouth is overwhelmingly left-leaning college. Oh, that's shocker. And so I knew that our ideas were unpopular, but what shocked me was the lack of nuance or interest in engaging in an intellectual discussion, Enzo said. The students behave like the radical leftist caricatures that you see on the YouTube clips or insane takes on Twitter. Campus Reform obtained a photograph of the abortion event flyer with the baby's head torn off, its body out of the womb. The party responsible for the destruction removed all of the original words from the pro-life flyer, except abortion. While placing the flyer, some Dartmouth students allegedly told Ezzo her signage was hateful, and additionally that being pro-life is just hateful. Well, to each his own. During Ezzo's abortion discussions with the students, the race disparity around abortions came up, where Ezzo was allegedly told as a white woman she could not have an opinion. Well, fuck you. I don't care what. As a black man, can I have an opinion? I hope you better not tell me I can't have an opinion. Ezzo said that she rebuked the assumption as racist and recounted one student saying, "You can't be racist to white people." Even if you accept the idea that racism equals something, power, whatever, even if you accept that premise, Of course you can be racist to white people. If you force white people to move because of their color of their skin, let's say from a place they're studying at the Arizona State University, if you move them because they're white, that would be racism because power is taking over moving you white people. Anyway, thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's
It
right.
says the Super Chat or no Streamlabs, the lawyers will get a paid college speaking tour on racial justice instead of sentenced to prison for burning police cars.
That's right.
YouTube Super Chat sucks ass.
That's right.
Well, I appreciate that because, you don't want to give 30% of your money to Susan anyway. Thank you very
China
much.
is asshole.
And, China is asshole. Yeah, but I would not be surprised if that, and what they'll call that, Black Hebrew Israelite, they will call that community service. I would not be shocked at all. Holy shit. All right. So anyway, so basically, so here it is, Denouncing College Republicans' upcoming panel. This is something they put out on Facebook or Twitter. The Dartmouth College Democrats are deeply disturbed that the Dartmouth College Republicans chosen guests for their October 24th panel on the future of the Republican Party. In a week, the College Republican will welcome 3 speakers to campus: Congressman Madison Cawthorn, Alex Bruchewitz, and former White House Assistant Press Secretary Carolyn Levitt. All 3 speakers perpetuate harmful rhetoric against immigrants and minority communities, continually question science, and deny that President Biden won the 2020 election. It is our belief that these speakers will contribute to division. Encourage prejudice on campus and foster negative campus environment not conducive to open and honest, mutually respectful conversation. Really? So you think they should be silenced to promote open and honest, mutually respectful conversation? Really? Yeah. We are especially concerned about their hateful views towards immigrants and the effect that prejudice on immigrants and children of immigrants at Dartmouth. My God. Well, can you say something smarter than them? Maybe you can convince them. And then the flyers. Okay, and then these flyers, the fascist faces in the Republican Party and putting X's over their eyes like you want them dead. Is that what that means? Cawthorn is a white supremacist known for mindlessly following the Republican Party. His policies make the rich richer while killing the working class. He's playing you. He's been accused of sexually assaulting minors. 160 people from Cawthorn's college condemn his patterns of predatory behavior. Holy shit. These people just are fucking assholes. All right, finishing up. Elizabeth Warren renews attack on private equity debt-fueled fallout. She's, you can read that one yourself. Somebody tell Pocahontas to, never mind, go start a fire or something. Anyway, Dr. Dre. Now this, I can't decide if this is just a power move or just what, but Dr. Dre served with divorce. This is fucked up, okay? He was served with divorce papers while at a cemetery for his grandmother's burial. This is that's crazy. Dre's estranged wife, Nicole Young, is owed over $1.2 million in legal fees. The funeral for Dr. Dre's grandmother turned into fuckwit Dre Day. Via TMZ, Dre's estranged wife, Nicole Young, served the music mogul with divorce papers while he was at the cemetery attending his grandmother's burial. Representatives of both Dre and Young confirmed the story to TMZ, though reports differed on the specifics. Dre's team claimed he was accosted at the grave while standing next to the casket of the woman who helped raise him. According to Young, the process server met her ex in the parking lot following the burial. Dre and Young married in 1996, and Young filed for divorce in June 2020, citing irreconcilable differences. This latest round of divorce papers relates to Young's legal fees, which Dre is required to pay. Dre has already forked over $325,000, but last month A judge ruled that the total amount owed was actually $1.55 million, leaving an outstanding balance of over $1.2 million. The paper served at his grandmother's burial included the judge's order for Dre to pay up. Good Lord. The death of his grandmother added to an already rough year, which began with Dre suffering a brain aneurysm. But 2022 is already looking up. Along with Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and Eminem, Dre will be headlining the 2022 Super Bowl halftime show. Revisit our dream set list for the show. Anyway, I don't care, but that's fucked up. But it is a power move by Miss Young. A bitch move. There you go. All right. And finally, this one was here. You're going to have to read these last couple yourself. Amazing. Fuck Joe Biden has now made it to the American League Championship Series. Here it is. Keep the A-Rod done and clean, it seems. Let's see. Here it is. Let's see here. This is it. Okay, so they got... They're taunting A-Rod, but later it turned into... Okay, so I don't know why they're yelling "Let's go Brandon" at the ACLS, the American League Championship Series, but they were yelling it. So there you go. And finally, the last thing here: State Department celebrates International Pronoun Day. Damn it, I missed International fucking Pronoun Day. And why is the United States Department of State celebrating International Pronoun Day? Fucking A. By sharing why a lot of people share their pronouns in various email profiles and on social media. The holiday, which is observed on October 20th, gives people the opportunity to share what they want to be referred to, as it is becoming increasingly common for people to express how they want to be referred to in the U.S., Share America reported. Oh, wow. This is, a good point, Marco Rubio. This is what the people in charge of our nation's foreign policy are working on today. International fucking Pronoun Day. You know what's funny about this? So, this is pretty damn presumptuous. Because, first of all, okay, so we should be able to change how people speak the English language. Are they pushing for this in every language? I'm just curious. Are they pushing for this in like Muslim countries and China and all these other countries that probably don't give a fuck about American pronouns and how do you use your language? Do you think the French, who do not like people fucking with their language, are succumbing to this international pronoun bullshit? Because most of the Latin languages are also gendered languages with all kinds of gendered things, and you end things with O's, and what is it in Spanish? O or E, or E as an I, or A, O or A, something like that. Anyway, I can't do it. But that article's there. You can read that shit yourself because I'm not reading it. Plus, I got to go anyway because I'm late. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. If you haven't hit a like button, why? Please, before you go, before you do anything else, don't click away from this channel just because I'm talking like I'm going to end the show. Hit the like button first. And if you'd be so kind, share the stream before, during, after the stream. I don't care when you do it. Just share the stream. The more, the merrier. And please, if you're watching on replay, throw a comment in the comment section. Just say hi so I know you were here, because I can't tell you if you're here, if you're not in the chat or whatever. And then finally, you can be a sponsor of the show, just like Black Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
Who just did one right now. He sponsors the show saying, my pronoun is fuck Joe Biden and repeal the 19th. Yes, there
That's
you go.
right.
That is a great set of pronouns for Black Hebrew Israelite. I appreciate that. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. And it's time for me to go. I much enjoyed being here. I didn't really do the FTGs, although we could say FTG to the State Department. In fact, let's make that our one FTG of the day. FTG, U.S. Department of State. FTG. All right. Oh, Logan, what's up? Just got here. Please redo the stream. Well, you can always just take that little, you click on my face and there's a little red line under there. You take the little ball and you move it all the way back to the left side. That'll be redoing the stream. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to go. Thanks for being here. My name is PDawgKnight. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.